Hey there, I'm John,
And I'm Josh.
and we are talking about college football. We've had week 11 pass by, and we want to talk about the results. A
It
few results.
it was a pretty good week of football.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. Yeah.
It was. It was. Um, let's start off with let's go to the Big Ten, and we had number 5 Penn State, who was undefeated at the time, facing number 17 Minnesota, who we didn't think that Minnesota could win this. I mean, I think we knew two undefeated teams. There's the challenge, but there was just that gut feeling of no, Minnesota can't win this.
They won it 31-26. It was a last second effort by Penn State there to even make it close at the end.
Yeah, they had to drive back.
They did, absolutely.
Because Minnesota had fairly dominated pretty well.
Yeah, they had control for most of the game.
Yeah.
I know Penn State's quarterback Clifford, 3 interceptions for him. Minnesota, on the other hand, their quarterback was almost perfect.
Yeah.
18 of 20, 300 plus yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Wow. What a game by him, and no wonder. If you have stats like that, I have a hard time thinking you can lose.
You're right. And with Penn State's 3 interceptions, it's like there's no way to win.
Yeah, true.
Particularly if the other team doesn't have the same turnover margin. Yeah.
So huge win for Minnesota, though.
Oh, huge win
like crazy
Minnesota.
for them. I'm sure they'll
It
go miles above in the rankings now, and they're still undefeated, 9-0. That's impressive.
They are. Then you had number 12 Baylor, who was undefeated, facing TCU. What happened this one?
Woo! Triple overtime is what happened. But Baylor
overtime
survived
against TCU, which is not that attractive for Baylor.
No,
It's not a good look for them.
I'm thinking maybe they're looking towards the Oklahoma game this coming week. Who
Maybe so.
knows? They
Maybe
get
so.
game day now. But
Yeah.
29-23, and TCU had the ball on the 1-yard line. First and
goal.
And we're driven back to like a 4th and like 20 or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
So all in all, TCU, shame on you. Baylor, you survived. Congratulations.
You survived, exactly. So then you had number 2 LSU faced off at number 3 Alabama, and they were calling this the match of the, not the century, but maybe the decade or something.
Like the match of the year for sure. Like
Yeah.
the 2 of the best teams battling it out against each other.
And Tua, of course, we all knew was coming into this iffy. The question was whether his ankle was, it only had surgery 21 days before this game.
Yeah.
So, huge concerns.
And you could tell he was not even close to 100%.
He was
questionable
not
that he
at
was
all.
even allowed to play. I don't know what regulations are there or not, but the man looked in pain.
And if you had put Mac Jones in, would it have made a difference? Don't know. There's
I will
just so many
say,
questions with that.
Second half of the game, Tua tried his absolute best to make it a possibility for Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
But man, did LSU come out quick, and did they come out strong, and did Burrow play the game of his lifetime?
He did. Burrow shined. I would just say, Alabama's defense, it was shown, the weaknesses were shown.
Yeah, 46-41, both sides defensively kind of effortless. Alabama, this isn't really exposing. Everyone knew their secondary was questionable at best.
True. That's true.
Defensive line did everything they could. They, for the most part, were able to stop run game till the end when it mattered the most.
Yeah, if Alabama hadn't had such an ugly first half.
You win.
So ugly that where they dug a hole that they just couldn't get out of. And
like, how do you allow 14
they almost
points?
Came back and got out of it.
14 points with like 2 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
But then at the end, all it really would have taken was for Alabama's D just to slow down and keep, if they had stopped LSU and had Burrow just, maybe a 3-and-out or something like that, but they couldn't.
No.
They could not stop that. So, not enough defense for Alabama, and Burrow did shine.
We'll see where they move in the playoff rankings, and that'll determine whether or not they still have hopes or playoff in the future for them. Who knows?
Yep. The next one will be brief. Missouri went to Georgia. They shouldn't have gone to Georgia. 27-0.
No Kelly Bryant, no points.
No, that was it.
They could do nothing against Georgia's defense, and Georgia offensively didn't have to do anything.
No, they didn't.
So 27-0 looks great. Honestly, Georgia played a good game. They don't have to be flashy when you can just pound against your opponent.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah. And then you had number 18 Iowa played at number 13 Wisconsin.
Ooh, this was a good game.
It was a good game. It was a good game, and Wisconsin did. They showed up. They did what they needed to do to win this 24-22.
Jamar Taylor had a Heisman type of game.
Yep.
250 yards for him.
That's a lot of yards.
Iowa scored at the very end with like 3 minutes left. Did not get the 2-point conversion and were not able to stop Wisconsin. So they were just able to run out the clock at the end. Big win for Wisconsin. Still top 15 team. They're fun to watch with Jamar Taylor. Yeah.
Then you had Iowa State at number 9, Oklahoma, and we all thought that Oklahoma was just going to run away with this one. And early on,
I did say
that's what it looked like.
I did say it is Iowa State. I was like, who knows? Iowa State is like the
can
old
do the
Northwestern.
Yes.
But man, yeah, Oklahoma had it. They had the game in like the first half, and all of a sudden I look and Iowa State out of nowhere is in this game.
I know.
Scores with like a couple minutes left. Goes for
I kept
2.
being surprised by wait, whoa, Iowa State's still in this game.
Yeah, they go for 2 and don't get it.
Yeah.
Wow, that is heartbreaking for them.
It is heartbreaking.
Oklahoma survives. Barely survives.
They survived.
Maybe they were looking forward to Baylor. Who knows?
Maybe
both teams were kind of looking forward to each other's games and kind of skipped over the opponents they were facing this week.
Yeah. But they both squeaked by.
They did.
So they did what
It'll
they
be a fun matchup this coming week.
Then the late game, West Coast game. Wyoming was at Boise State, and this one was a tough one for Boise State.
It is very obvious when Hank is not in for Boise State.
Yeah.
There is just a lack of urgency on offense. There really is. It's evident with the play calling. They're doing they're never throwing deep.
Very tentative play calling.
They can't really run the ball because the other team doesn't really feel threatened by the pass.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against Cord. And I know he's a capable quarterback and he can throw. What people kept saying is he just doesn't really have the it factor that Hank has when he's behind that offense.
He doesn't.
Even if Hank is going to get hit, this kid is going to try his best to make the 40-yard throw to get that to his wide receiver. And sometimes Hank makes throws that you might not should make, but making those throws is so important for a team's confidence and stuff.
Yes.
Just risking it sometimes and trying your best to get something going offensively. You just don't see that.
Yeah,
with Cord behind. Hopefully Hank comes back. All in all, I think it was a huge win for Boise.
It was a huge win. It was a huge win that they pulled through this one.
They were behind the entire game.
They were, and they really struggled in the first half, and finally started making it a game in the second half.
Defensively,
good for them.
Yeah, defensively, Curtis Weaver, phenomenal.
Oh my goodness,
yeah,
Weaver was.
He brings so much pressure every play. It's just so fun to watch him, and we'll see him on Sunday night.
And thank you so much for going into overtime, so I could stay up till 1 a.m.
Woo! It is late night games, and I'm sure, I know the Boise fans aren't too happy about it, but it gives us television hours. Yeah. Especially on the main ESPN channel.
True.
That's a big deal for a group of 5 team like this.
It is true. Yeah.
So, keep it up, Broncos. 8-1, I'll take it. That's going to slowly move us up.
Okay, so Josh, weeks late, your upset predictions have been pretty dismal.
They have.
And wow.
I said I felt pretty confident about these last week. I did say that.
Okay.
Man, I got both of my upset picks. I don't even have to choose one to start with. Most of the time I'm like, which one's least embarrassing?
Yeah.
Which one am I off by more?
You can pick either one.
Let's start with Kansas State at Texas.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, so I felt pretty good about this one. Texas is a good team. They've lost to some quality opponents so far in the season. And Kansas State, they haven't really done anything so far that has just wowed me.
But they just have had a good record.
Yeah, just a good record. So 24-27, it was close.
Yeah.
Close game. Texas pulls it out in the end. And I got one of my 2 picks.
Boom. And the next one?
Next one, wow. Let me tell you. Wake Forest, number 19 Wake Forest was at Virginia Tech. Mm-hmm. I do not know what the coaches have done at Virginia Tech to turn this season around.
The beginning of the season was just horrible. But
the past couple games, including the Notre Dame game, competing with Notre Dame, big deal.
Yes.
This game blowing Wake Forest out of the water, 36-17, never even felt like a game, honestly.
Yeah.
Huge for Virginia Tech. This team, I think they only have 3 losses. If they win out the rest of their season, that's a good season for Virginia Tech. They need to be proud of that, considering the way that they started and the quarterback play at the beginning of the season. Absolutely. Good for Virginia Tech. Watch out for them in the ACC towards the end here.
Yes. Congratulations, Hokies.
Congratulations, me.
Hi, congratulations, Josh. Okay, that was our Week 11 results. Join us when we look at what's coming up for Week 12.